Oh, and we got Rusviet. Okay. Okay. What mat are we gonna get? Mechanical. Okay, we like the mechanical mat. This is a good Rusviet mat. Saxony's got patriotic. Nordic has engineering. Got mechanical. Tagawa has innovative. That's a good mat for Tagawa. I missed Crimea. Crimea militant. Okay, so we like our mat, but Crimea is the favorite down here. Crimea militant is, I don't know, it's either Crimea militant or Rusviet militant. It's the strongest combination in the game. We go before them, that helps a little bit, but we'll see what happens here. Okay, so Nordic's engineering. Engineering, if it has 13, if it can get 18 turns, engineering can put up 6 stars and about 90 total points, 90 coins. It's really strong. I like to move, I think, with the innovative on the opening turn with Tagawa. Move this little worker over here and then put the character on one of these spaces. Doesn't really matter because we're going for that encounter. He's going to start. See, I'd like to do the produce action to get the first oil, because then when you do the trade action, you can do the bottom row action. He's going to have to trade again. Crimea produced. That's smart because next turn he can trade and get his first enlist. So Saxony should probably trade for some oil here. Work on getting some upgrades for his make his mechs cheaper, because they give you a lot of coin with the patriotic board, but boy, they are expensive at 4 metal. And we are producing as Rusviet. Again, all Rusviet boards you produce twice before you do anything else. See, if Tagawa had done the opposite order, if he'd produced and then traded, it'd be the same thing he did just now, except he'd be getting 3 coin and an upgrade for it. Good news for us, it's probably good news for us that Tagawa is in this game if he doesn't try to rush us, because it means Crimea isn't going to be feeding off our combat cards, which means Tagawa might not enlist. Can you guys hear me okay? All Rusviet. Okay, this is mechanical, so we're going for a third produce. So what's Tagawa going to do now? Are we going to see a move? No, an upgrade. Making the max cheaper. So there's a problem in this game for us. And that is we don't have an objective we can do. Which means we have to go for another star. and that's going to slow down our game in a major way. So the question is, what's the best star for us to go for? And the answer to that is probably the power star. I mean, trust me guys, I can't get either one of these objectives. I mean, I don't mind telling you it's beloved pacifist and balanced workforce. So as much as we hate to do it, we're going to go off our game plan here and we're going to upgrade to make our bolster upgraded so we can get, what's that going to give us? That's going to give us 3 power. Every time we bolster, we're going to make 1, 2, 3, 4 max. That's 12 power. We're going to produce 4 times. That's 8 power. It's going to be tough. But I don't really see another way around it. I mean, it's not like we're going to build buildings or anything. Power. I mean, at least the power star has the benefit of giving us easier combats. Upgrade star would take 6 actions even after producing on oil, so 7 actions. At least with the power star we're already getting a substantial amount of power just because. So what we say, 12 minus 4 produces, that's 8 plus 2 is 10. So we're looking at, oh man, like 2 extra moves for the upgrade. So we weren't going to go for upgrades at all. And then maybe 2 more extra moves. So basically we need Crimean Militant to be inefficient or for whatever reason unable to get combats. Or we just need to somehow stay ahead in this game. But that's going to be tough. Nordic might help us out here. They have the engineering board. So they might be going for upgrades here. So rather than go for the combat card enlist first or the coin enlist first, I think we're going to go with the power enlist, which is not what you would usually want to do. But if we can get 3 upgrades out of Nordic, that saves us an entire turn bolstering. And if they go for the upgrade star, then whew, that may save us. Okay. Mia's got 2 enlists. Round 6. Gonna build another building. Get a river walk back here so we can go across the river and start getting our enlists. Tagawa got Shinobi. Saxon can definitely make a mech now. What's Crimea gonna do? What do you think, guys, next? They go third enlist or they go mech? I say mech. I hope they go enlist. The thing is, if you get too far ahead on your lists ahead of your mechs, you get to a place where you have all your enlists, and then you can only make a mech every other turn anyway. So, what are you going to do in between those move deploys? You're not going to build buildings. Upgrades are not going to get you any coins. So we'd like to see him go ahead and get one more enlist. Might slow him down a little bit. Alright, Nordic. Built a mine here. Is he going to produce again? Alright, Nordic. What you gonna do? Nordic. Tagawa's got Shinobi, but they haven't laid any traps yet. I would have loved to see them go Toka here, because the way that Crimea has played, they'd have an opportunity to jump across, bump those workers, and get that metal. And turn around and use it immediately for a produce. That would have been amazing to see Tagawa do. Tagawa's in a real position to slow down Crimea if they take advantage of it. Okay. Be right back, guys. Sorry about that. Okay, what are we saying in chat? You are DC'd, Nordic. Have to leave and come back. Alright, well, Nordic's out. It's actually not terrible for us. Bots like their upgrades. Maybe we'll get power off of this. Okay, this isn't necessarily bad. We can't do the 3 pop to deploy mech because then we won't be able to produce. If we have one more popularity, we could do it. Because then we could get the popularity off the enlist. We've got 2 metal. If we get 4 more metal, we don't have to produce again to build our mechs. Let's get the metal and see if we can make this work. No, not yet, Tagawa. Do your upgrades later. You need that power. We're at 5, and we now have enough metal to make 3 mechs. I hate doing this because this means we get our enlist later. But let's see, 5 power. It's 3 mechs. That's 9. That gets us to 14. So close. So we're going to get 1 enlist. That's what we're going to do. We're going to get 1 enlist. It's going to be this one. And now, Crimea still hasn't made a mech. Now we're going to get 3 mechs, back to back to back. And if Tagawa even makes 1 upgrade, we should hit we'll hit our power star. That, or if Nordic makes 1 upgrade, we'll hit our power star without having to do a bolster, without a bottom reaction. Now I know we're missing coin doing that, and we're missing bonuses off enlists doing that. But this game's not going to last long enough for us if we waste 2 turns on bolstering. Saxony got underpass, and now they have speed. That's the reason you like to go to this tile up here when you Rusviet. Is that Saxony can't reach it. without moving multiple times. If we'd gone to this one, especially if we took the character here and then took the mech and all the workers here, Saxony could have hit us with the character and a mech, taking all our food. I've never played Nordic Mechanical this way. Usually I get a doable objective and I can go worker, do combats, objective, enlist, and mechs. But we don't have that luxury. Trying to give my computer a little room to breathe here. It's getting a little hot. Give it some space to vent. Okay. Saxony has some food now. It's good for them, but they already went through all the work to get on food with Saxony, which is a lot of work. What do you guys think? I think we're going to get our upgrade off of Nordic possibly next turn. Let's check the score. We're probably pretty low right now. Yeah. Our points are going to come from having to go for the mechs before we get our coin enlist. It's costing us several coin here. It's good and bad. We would have liked to see them spend the coin, but not getting the mech slows them down a little bit. See, Crimea already has 18 coin. That's just crazy. It's probably the strongest combination in the game. Alright, if Nordic produces this turn and upgrades, we're looking at 2 stars next turn. If you're Saxony and you get a chance to get in the list, always get the combat card in list. Always, always, always. What about you, Tagawa? You want to throw us an upgrade here? I assume Nordic's going to do it next turn. since they moved workers to oil. But it really is hard to predict what a bot's going to do. Oh, hello. It's Tagawa's power situation. Not terrible. They're wondering, what's this crazy Rusviet doing getting all their mechs before their enlists? That's what they're probably wondering. That's what I would be wondering. Trying to save a couple turns. That's what we're doing. Somehow only 5 coins down, even though Crimea Militant has 11 more than us. It's these resources, I think, that are closing the gap. Here comes enlist number 4, right? Trade 2 metal. Enlist. How is he on cards? He's got 4, he's got plenty. It's the obvious play. Trade 2 metal, enlist. 1 metal. 1 metal. I guess he's going to upgrade, right? It's the only thing that makes sense. That's good for us. Anything that causes Crimea at this point to take more turns in the game is good for us. Tagawa's expanding out nicely, getting some territory. If Nordic doesn't use this turn, to upgrade, we basically lose a turn. Because we're going to have to bolster again. Because the only thing for us to do now is to start enlisting, and that's going to cost us a power each time. There it is. There it is. We got it, guys. Hope is rekindled. Now we can start doing what we wanted to do all along, because we've got that power star. Make sure we don't run out of popularity doing this. Yeah, that's right, we have 3 stars. It's a nice little coin boost for us right there. We're 2 turns away from 4. Tagawa had us taking. Tagawa's like, we had you, man. Even if Nordic didn't do it, we had you taken care of. Hey, Scott. Hey, Hal. How you guys doing? I see a dude with FOMO's voice coming out. Yes, that is me. I got the camera up and running. I figured out how to free up some more resources on the computer, so I thought I'd give the camera a try again. Things like 10 frames per second or something. My poor computer. But so far it seems to be doing alright. Okay, Crimea is moving. Did he upgrade last time? No, he didn't upgrade. So he can't build a mech this turn. No bottom row action for him. Right? What is he doing? Does he want that encounter? Is that what he's going for? How are you doing tonight, Scott? Having a good night? Saxony's playing pretty casual right now. Crimea, 21 coin, we're at 8. And each time we get one of these enlists, we're just picking up one because we're spending one on the produce. The reason you go 8 workers with mechanical is you stockpile up enough extra food that you can move down to metal, and with your last produce you can get the enough metal to make your mechs and do your last enlist. We got metal off our encounter, but we had no way of knowing we were going to get that. So we could have known perfectly what was going to happen. Tier 2 popularity is not happening for us this game. We want this coin. Hopefully Tagawa, or oh, we got a 5, that's good. Okay, we got to get our last enlist because lost an option to get a combat there. Hal, welcome to the stream, man. We are these are all real people. Oh, I'm sorry, with the exception of Nordic up here, who DC'd. He disconnected. So his turn's going lightning fast, but everybody else is real. We were all real at the start. Yeah, I'm mystified why Crimea didn't use one of their cards and didn't get an extra medal there, because then they could have used another card and they'd have another mech right now. I mean, that OP combination, they're still winning, but we're within striking distance if we play our cards right. Alright, one more enlist. Actually, can Tagawa move this turn? Tagawa cannot move this turn. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and enlist, and then we're going to drop a worker here, move 2 mechs, and at least 3 workers, at least 4 workers to the factory. 1 for each mech to take here and here, 1 to leave here, 1 to leave here. So we're going to take 2 mechs and 4 workers to the factory. We won't get a factory card, but we need them to both be mechs. We can only move twice. We need them to both be mechs so we can take advantage of people's army. Scott Harris, FOMO's got mad skills. He no play with bots. Thanks, Scott. I appreciate that. Scott, maybe Crimea's got all 4s and 5s for cards and didn't want to use one. You know, I wondered if his cards were just insanely good, and maybe that's why he was doing what he was doing, but you're talking about extending the game by an entire turn. I mean, I'd throw a 4 for that, especially if I'm all 4s and 5s. He had 4 combat cards at the time. I mean, how many 4s and 5s do you need? I mean, you may very well be right. I'm just saying I wouldn't have made the same decision he made. How long has it been Saxony's turn? What are they doing? They can move here. They're going for enlists, which sadly takes forever with Saxony. They can make a mech. No, they're going to the factory. That's good for us. That's good for us. No one can get to this spot. We're in the game, so Crimea can't wayfare there. Tagawa's worker is blocking anybody else from trying to make a 1, 2, 3 factory move. So everything up here is pretty safe. Saxony's sitting on 8 power, 6 cards. If we attack them, we can use 3 combat cards. We only have 5 because we got our enlist so late, is the unfortunate thing. What'd I say? 4 workers. 1, 2, 3, 4. Plus we need 1 more to leave right there. We're going to go ahead and take the factory. I don't mind paying 7 power, but I need these combat cards. 7, that will leave us 8. We have 1 more produced, that will still leave us 7, which is the max you can throw in a round. 1, 2, 3. I gotta save myself 3 cards. Yeah, I mean, I probably could have been braver there. I just feel like if even one little thing goes wrong in this game, that it's gonna be over. Alright, that added 4 territories. Where does that put us? Slight lead, guys. Crimea only gets 5. If they get 1 more pop, they get 5 coin, but it's only 5 because they don't have that much territory yet. We don't have to worry about popularity at all. So we're going to enlist next time. The downside of doing it in this order is we don't get the 4 extra food, which is actually worth 2 coin to us. But and in a game this close, that might have mattered. But I didn't want to. I wanted that extra. I wanted that combat star to take the factory, and I wanted to do it before someone else like Crimea took it, and maybe like Crimea came in with 2 mechs, for instance. It made it more expensive. Now we've got enough firepower that anyone attacks us, they know they're giving us a combat star. See, this late in the game, I wouldn't be going for encounters with Crimea. Encounters are usually useful early to mid game. Late game, they can be good with Polania because you're trying to get bottom row actions out of them. But I'm not sure it's the right call for Crimea to be going for an encounter at this point in the game. What is it? Did they get the mech out of the encounter? No, they deployed. Alright. This is a nice little coin bump for them. Oh, gee. We can still do it. It's gonna be close. That 2 coins is going to make a difference. Alright, we can end the game next turn. Crimea can't move. Tagawa can move. Okay, let's think this through a minute. If Tagawa attacks us and we win the battle, we get exactly 3 coin, which ties with Crimea. They're not going to do it. Crimea has fewer units than us, so that would give us the game. The first tiebreaker in this game is units, so you count the character, you count the 3 mechs, and the 5 workers. Buildings count too, but we don't have any, and Crimea doesn't have any. So they have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 units. We have 8 workers, 4 mechs, and a character. Who are some of the best players you played against on Digital Edition? Scott, I would say that 2 guys I was playing with today, Joy Division, he's really good. If you see Axel Prototype around, he's good. Guy who used to play, I don't think he's active, BB Scythe. Mr. Durr is quite good. Rail is good. There's a lot of people who are good on here, but those are some of the ones that come to mind. It's an upgrade from Crimea. Guys, we're ahead. This may be game right here. This is game. We're gonna pull this out. We're gonna pull this out over the. I mean, we are Rusviet, but we're about to be the most OP combination in the game. Okay, we just want to do this to maximize our points here. We can't attack Crimea because they have scout. We don't care about our popularity. We don't know what this trap is, so we're going here. Got 2 workers on this guy. Now we just ride people's army here. Got hold of some more territory. We can do 12. So can we. And that is game. What was that, 16 turns? Nice. Mechanical Rusviet, 16 turns, no objective star. Pretty pleased about that, gotta be honest. Crimea should have had more than 1 star by round 16. I mean, we were helped by a slow developing Crimea militant. There's no doubt about that, but we got it done. All right, let's queue another one up.